talk about basically accessing values inside of a data frame. Now, I've already actually run this file here. I'll run it again just so that I can get this scores df loaded in. And we're going to have a look at reading all of these sort of column names, if you will, right? So all we have to do to get the column names is we simply print out the data frame, which is scores df dot columns, right? And here with F9, you can see that we get age, name, sex, and score. Let's just check that that's correct. And those are our column names, right? What can we do with those? Probably not a great deal because we've got 4 columns, but let's say we had 30 columns or 40 columns. It might be hard for us to keep a hold of that, so we might want to put this into a variable. So we'd say col names is equal to scores underscore df dot columns, right? And if I run this, we've actually got our column names now in a little list, yeah? And if we had 30 columns or 50 columns, we'd be able to go through this list and get all the names, blah, 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 to remind ourselves what columns we have, right? So that's a reason why you might want to get your columns. Now let's say I want, I don't know, all the values for a particular column, right? So I might want all the ages, all the names, all the different sexes, male or female, on all the scores. We could print out, for example, let's say that we want to get the name. So we'll say scores df dot, no, not dot columns. So we print out the scores df. We actually put these brackets here, and in that we get the name column, right? And this will print out the entirety of the name column. You see that? That's everything in the name column. We might also want to get the age, so we can print that out too. We could say scores underscore df age. Right, so let's print that out. There's another way we can do this as well. We can actually just get scores underscore df dot name, because name is actually an attribute, I think, of the data frame. But that's not really how I like to do stuff. We can get specific items. So we could get, for example, 0 to 5 or 0 to 4. You know, we could get the first 3 or 4 names essentially, right? So we'll say we want to get the name column, and we want to get entry 0 through 4 like this, which should give us the first, I think, 4 entries, yeah. And then 4, it's not inclusive of 4, so it gets Malik, Asif, Yusuf, and Afsana, right? And if we continue on, we can actually get multiple columns at once. So let's say we don't want to print out, you know, the entirety of our every single column of our data frame. We just want to get the name and the age, or whatever, or we might want to get the score. We might want to get the score and the age, so we can have a little rough understanding of, you know, how the scores align with the ages, sort of thing. So we would say here you're actually using the brackets, and we're actually going to make a list inside of those brackets, and we're going to list every single thing that we want to get. So we want to get the age, and we want to get the scores, which I believe is just score. It is indeed score. If I print that out, we'll just get the age and the scores, right? And I don't know, I can't see much correlation because it's not in order, in ascending order or anything. It's just random, but you know, we've got it out there. Now, what else could you get? Maybe you want to get, for example, I might want to get Afsana, which is, you know, item 3. What I would do for this, I would say print scores underscore df. And by the way, the reason why it's item free is because even though it's the 4th item, it's index free of the data frame. So if we look at the data frame, Malik's at index 1 and Afsana's at index 3. So in order to get that, we get our data frame and we say iloc, and we're going to iloc 3. And this should give us basically Afsana's row. And you can see we get that printout there, right? And we can also get Yusuf, which is me. We can get my iloc there. I believe I was 2, just behind Afsana there. Let's have a look. F9, yeah, there we go. So we've got Yusuf there. What else can we do with that? We can actually get, so I could get several ilocs. So I could get the first 3 items or something like that. So I could say scores underscore df.iloc, and I can, instead of getting, just one value, I can get all of the items from 0 to 3, exclusive of 3, so 0, 1, and 2. Let's have a look at that. There you go. Different way of getting it. So here we're getting rows rather than just getting all the sort of values for a column. We're getting all the values for a row. Yeah. Now we can go a bit further and we can actually get the values for, say, a row. We can get df.iloc here, and we can get, say, I don't know, we can get row number 4, we can get number 3, and we can just get the name, for example, right? If I print this, we have Afsana. Now, another thing I can get is, instead of just getting it like this, I can actually print scores underscore df dot iloc, and we're going to get Afsana again. Now we've got 4 columns, and the index of the first is 0, the index of the second is 1, the index of the third is 2, and the index of the fourth is 3. So if I want to get Afsana's name, I have to get this index, which is going to be index 1. And so I can actually get inside of here a second argument of 1, saying that I want the third row and I want index 1 of the third row, right? And this should give me Afsana, right? Now, if I print here scores underscore df dot iloc 3 0, I should get the age. And that's 23, right? Now, you're probably thinking, that's really cool. Why would I want any of this? Well, let's say that we got, for example, I don't know, we wanted to look at a specific person's entire row, and we wanted to save that for some reason. Now, we could get index 1, and we could save that as whatever. So I could say AS, which, no, ASF. We'll call it ASF for ASF. Right, we're going to say that that's equal to scores underscore df dot iloc 1. Right. I'll print it afterwards as well. So we'll print ASF. You should see I get a new variable when I do this. Yeah, and what you can see now is I've actually got a pandas series object with all of those values for that row. So let's say, now I'm not going to get into it too much. Basically, you can separate values out by whether they're above or below a certain value, whether they're certain value. So I could get all the males and I could probably put that into a list. I could get a list of all their rows, or I could get a list of all their ages, etc., etc. And I could use that information elsewhere. I might send it out to the internet, or I might just want to get every single row for every single male and put it somewhere and send that to a different CSV file so that I could split the CSV file into two CSV files, one with men and women. I'm not going to do that in that video, but in this video, but this is the kind of thing that we're working up to. But it's very important that you're able to, yeah, just kind of read different parts of the data like this, just so you can manipulate them. Yeah. Anyways, that's everything. Thank you for watching.